In this lesson, we're going to take a look at how to solve multi-step equations. So the only difference between two-step equations is that there are going to be more steps. Often we just need to move more variables to the left side of the equation and constants to the right side of the equation, and we may have some brackets with some distributive property that we need to get rid of. So we still have the same steps. We're going to first do any expanding and simplifying. Then we're going to move any addition and subtraction over, and then we will undo any multiplication and division. So we're going to make sure that variables are on the left and constants are on the right. Okay, so let's do a few questions together. So 10 plus 3a is equal to 22 minus a. So we see that we have a constant on the left side and a variable on the right side. So we need to move both of those things. So I need to subtract a 10 here, which means I'll need to do the same on the other side. And I need to add an a here, which means I'll need to do the same on the other side. So you can use the same process we used before. 3a is staying, and the negative a is moving. The opposite of subtracting is to add a. Then we have a 22 that was staying and a positive 10, which is going to become a subtraction of 10 when it moves. So now we just need to simplify. 3a plus a, or 3a plus 1a, is equal to 4a, and 22 subtract 10 is equal to 12. Our last step is to undo that multiplication of 4 by dividing both sides by 4, and then we're left with a equals 3. Now we're going to check this equation later on. So I'm just going to write that solution a equals 3 over here, and then we'll take a look how to check it later. Okay, over here we have 8b plus 3 equals negative 4 subtract 6. So I'm going to move a positive 3 to the right side of the equation, and I'm going to move a negative 6b to the left side of the equation. So what did I already have to start with? I already had an 8b. I'm moving a subtraction of 6b. When I move it to the opposite side of the equal sign, it becomes a plus 6b. I already had negative 4 on the right side, and I'm moving a plus 3 over. When I move it, it becomes a subtraction of 3. So now I'm just going to simplify. 8b plus 6b is equal to 14b, and negative 4 subtract 3 is equal to negative 7. My last step is to divide by the 14, and that leaves me with b on this side, so we've isolated the variable. And negative 7 over 14, we're going to leave this as a fraction, but we are going to reduce to lowest terms. Both the 7 and the 14 can get divided by 7. So negative 7 divided by 7 is equal to negative 1, and 14 divided by 7 is equal to 2. So b equals negative 1/2, and once again, I'm just going to quickly write this answer down so I can use it later when I check. Okay, 4c plus 2 minus c equals 9 minus 2c plus 3. So I have a 2 to move to the right side, and I have a negative 2c to move to the left side. So I already had 4c and the subtract c. So actually we can put that together now. We can simplify. 4c subtract 1c is equal to 3c. And a subtraction of 2c when I move it is going to become an addition of 2c. Then on the right side, I already had a 3. Oh, I have a 3 and a 9. So 9 plus 3 is equal to 12. And plus 2 is going to move over with a subtraction of 2. So now let's simplify. 3c plus 2c equals 5c, and 12 subtract 2 equals 10. Last step is to divide both sides by 5. So 5c divided by 5 is c, or 1c. 10 divided by 5 is 2. So this one's our last question that we're going to use for the checking. C equals 2. So we'll do a few more questions and we'll talk about how we can check our answers to see if we solved correctly. Next question, -1 plus 7d subtract 7 equals 3d plus 6 plus 2d. So I want to move a subtraction of 1 and a subtraction of 7. And I want to move a 3d and a 2d. So to start with, I have a positive 7d. 3d is positive, but it's going to move. So it's going to become a subtraction of 3d. 2d is also positive, so when I move it, it will become a subtraction. On the opposite side, I had 6. I am moving a subtraction of 1, which will become an addition of 1, and a subtraction of 7, which will become an addition of 7. Let's simplify. 7d subtract 3d is 4d. 4d subtract 2d is 2d. 6 plus 1 is 7. 7 plus 7, 14. So 2d equals 14, and our last step will be to divide by 2. 2d divided by 2 is equal to d, or 1d, and 14 divided by 2 is equal to 7. 2 more questions. Now in these we'll have some distributive property. So first step is going to be to multiply the 6 through by each term in the bracket. So I have 10a subtract 2 is equal to 6a plus 6. So 6 times a is equal to 6a, and 6 times 1 is equal to 6. Now I want to move some things. I want to move my subtraction of 2 to the right side, and I want to move the 6a to the left side. So what did I start with? 10a. What am I moving? 6a. It's positive, so it's going to become a subtraction on this side. I already had a 6. I'm moving the 2. Subtraction of 2. When I move it, it becomes an addition. Now let's simplify. 10a subtract 6a is 4a, and 6 plus 2 is equal to 8. Last step is to undo our multiplication of 4 by dividing. 4a divided by 4 is equal to a, and 8 divided by 4 is equal to 2. So there's our solution. A equals 2 for this question. Once again, we're going to start with distributive property to get rid of our brackets. So 3 times y is 3y. 3 times -1 is -3. -5 times y is -5y. And -5 times -2 is a positive 10. And then we had plus 3. So we need to move a subtraction of 3 to the right side, and we need to move a -5y to the left side. So 3y subtract 5y becomes add 5y, and that is equal to 10 plus 3, which is 13, and a subtraction of 3 will become an addition of 3 when we move it. Let's simplify. 3y plus 5y is 8y, and 13 plus 3 is equal to 16. Last step, we'll divide by 8 to get y equals 2. So there is our solution to that question. Okay, how do we know that these are correct? So what we're going to do is called a left side, right side check. So we are going to take the value that we solved. So a equals 3 for this question is what we solved. And we're going to plug that back in. And we're going to see when we plug it in if these two sides are equal to each other. If they are, then we have done things correctly. So I'm going to pick the left side of my equation first. That's 10 plus 3a. And I'm going to substitute in a 3 for the a. So I'm going to replace the a with a 3. So 10 plus 3 times, and then I'm replacing the a with a 3 from over here. 3 times 3 is 9, and 10 plus 9 is 19. So our left side equals 19. If our right side also equals 19, then we have solved correctly, and a is equal to 3. So our right side is 22 subtract a, That's 22 subtract, I'm going to replace, oops, I forgot my subtract. Replace the a with a 3, and 22 subtract 3 is equal to 19. So these 3 dots in a triangle where the 1 point is on the bottom means since. So since our left side equals our right side, therefore, so the triangle with the 1 point on top means therefore, a equals 3. So I'm just confirming that a equals 3 is the correct solution to 10 plus 3a equals 22 minus a. Let's try the next question. So we had a left side of 8b plus 3 and a right side of negative 4 subtract 6b. So we're going to substitute or replace the b with negative a half each time. So 8 times negative 1/2 plus 3. So a positive times a negative is a negative, and half of 8 is 4. Negative 4 plus 3 is equal to negative 1. For the right side, we have negative 4 subtract 6 times negative 1/2. So negative 4. Now here we have a negative multiplied by a negative. That's going to become a positive. And half of 6 is equal to 3. Negative 4 plus 3 equals negative 1. So once again, since left side equals right side, therefore b equals negative 1/2. So this just confirms for us that our solution is correct. And our last one, our left side is equal to 4c plus 2 minus c. And our right side is equal to 9 minus 2c plus 3. And c equals 2. So let's check to see if that's correct. So 4 times 2 plus 2 minus 2. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 2 minus 2, 10 minus 2, that's equal to 8. So let's check our right side. 9 subtract 2 times 2 plus 3. That's 9 subtract 4 plus 3. 9 subtract 4 is 5 plus 3, and that is equal to 8. So once again, we solved correctly. Since left side equals right side, therefore our solution is c equals 2. So just so you can see if you make a mistake, let's say we had c equals 3. So 4 times 3 plus 2 minus 3. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 plus 2 is 14. And 14 minus 3 is 11. So this would be our left side. And then our right side would have been 9 minus 2 times 3 plus 3. So that's 9 minus 6 plus 3. 9 minus 6 is 3 plus 3. And that's 6. So we can see here that the left side does not equal our right side. So since they don't equal, c definitely does not equal 3. So that's what you would see happen if you made a mistake and you solved incorrectly. So here every time we saw that our left side equaled our right side, and so the original solution we had was correct. If your solution's not correct, this is what you're going to see. And that just tells you that you should go back to your solution and either redo it or look through to see if you can find what your mistake is.